Tzu volunteers in Northern California host the second disaster relief to help the residents affected by the Dixie Fire. Taoyuan's Bade Jing has served as a station for the second dosage of COVID vaccination.
歡迎收睇DaAi Headlines， 我係 Ruby 我哋一齊嚟睇下今日嘅內容。The Dixie Fire, which is one of the largest in Californian history, has burned down a large area of national forest. So the volunteers in Northern California went there again to hand out blankets and cash cards to the affected residents.
One was left of my little chickens. We had 35 of them in here. Poor little thing. That's a chicken, one of them. They were in here. This was like their outside yard, and then that was it was our garage, but we converted it to a chicken house. My name is Sherry Bartlett.
My name is Kevin Bartlett.
We live in Canyon Dam, California. I'm a truck driver. I haul heavy equipment to the Cal Fire. I was on the Dixie Fire the day that our house burned. Well, my husband was home trying to protect our home. 10 years. Yep. Loved it. I mean, I still love it here. Even though it's
They told us to evacuate, but I stayed here to take care of our animals and make sure everything was safe. It was so bad that I had to use a back road to get out. I evacuated to Susanville, stayed
in the Walmart parking
in the
lot.
Walmart parking lot the first night.
It was horrible. When I came back, it was still smoking. When I got off of the Dixie Fire, I was informed the house was gone, and it was just devastating. There's my bed frame. Oh, how sad.
Was the laundry room right through there.
My dad's windmill made it. Oh, it did burn a little bit, but oh, our whole town is gone. All our neighbors are gone. Their homes are also. It's hard because then I go and see other people's houses and it reminds me of, I know how they feel because I never knew how people felt before.
No, if you haven't been through it, it's nothing you can explain to anybody.
No, it's the worst feeling ever. You just want to go home.
Here I am today. I lost everything, you know what I mean? My dad just died, like all of his sentimental stuff. I lost it in my RV. And I've explained this to several different franchises and organizations, and they refused me, they turned me away. I don't know if it's because of my tattoos or how I look or whatnot, but this program, they overlooked all that, and they could see that I needed help, and I appreciate that. And man, God bless you guys. This program right here has compassion and understanding, and they helped me when nobody else would, and I just like to give a shout out and thanks to them. And God bless you all, and thank you very much.
I thought it was really amazing. You guys were like thoughtful, helpful, cared what, was going on in our life.
Even though you never met us before.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody that's helped us. Hopefully these others are going to help us to get this cleaned up and get home.
During the pandemic, Tzu Chi Indonesia Chapter has implemented a relief plan to help people who run small businesses resume their livelihoods. Volunteers ordered lunches from street vendors and then distributed them to the needy people in the community.
2 pans of frying eggs at the same time. Tzu Chi, who owns a street food store in West Java's Bekasi, has not been so busy for a long time since the pandemic broke out. She received Tzu Chi's orders recently and has been busy for several days.
After the pandemic, business has dropped drastically, yet in the recent 2 months, meal box orders have slowly resumed.
Tzu Chi Indonesia Chapter hosts a pandemic relief to help many small store owners restore their businesses. Nanawati's husband has liver cirrhosis, and she is the one in family to make money. Tzu Chi's orders make her no longer worry about her income.
During the pandemic, the income of our family has been very much affected and we almost have no income. This Tzu Chi plan has helped us a lot. I can make money for my husband to seek medical treatment continuously. I hope this plan will go on.
In a village of the Sigaran city, volunteers also order lunch boxes from a street food store and distribute them to villagers in need or quarantined patients with mild symptoms.
We bought meal boxes from street food store owners who are greatly affected by the pandemic so they can earn some money, and then distributed this hot food to other people in the village so everyone can benefit.
Apart from doing this, volunteers even inspired local people to conduct home visitations in remote places. After the pandemic, Shiatati's vegetable selling business was greatly affected. Her dilapidated home was almost empty. Volunteers specially sent her a mattress when they visit her again.
I have been living here by myself for 24 years. I usually rely on selling vegetables to earn a meager income. I didn't expect you guys would help me like this, give me supplies and even change my bedding. This is a gift from Allah. I'm so grateful.
Although the pandemic seems endless, the good deeds of the people have allowed the power of love to spread to communities in need.
In Selangor, Malaysia, the volunteers went to a COVID-dedicated hospital to help medical workers deliver vaccination to the public and provided them with vegetarian lunches to promote vegetarianism.
No matter how busy you are, there's always someone there to remind you to have a meal. After the Songhai Bulo Hospital in Selangor became a vaccination station, manpower was in short supply. Tzu Chi volunteers went to help and also offered vegetarian meals.
We don't have time to eat lunch. Sometimes we want to go out and we are afraid we won't have enough time. So we eat lunch provided by Tzu Chi. This means we don't waste time as we don't have to find lunch.
Seizing the opportunity to invite medical staff to vegetarianism can also change their eating habits.
Sudah 2 minggu lah. 2 minggu. Tapi badan okey lah. Okay lah. Good.
I feel too much meat, chicken and beef is actually a burden on the environment. So I'm trying to have more vegetarian diet for 2 reasons, mainly for the environment and also for health reasons.
Not only does vegetarian food replenish physical strength, but it also can help the earth, which we all love.
The Malaysian government has launched a mobile vaccination plan to vaccinate people in communities in order to achieve herd immunity. So the volunteers went to one of these centers to assist local residents in receiving vaccination.
The queue is going smoothly to ensure that each vaccination station has good pandemic prevention measures. The Taman Desa public hall in the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur became a mobile vaccination center. Tzu Chi volunteers from Kuala Lumpur and Selangor went to help out.
Promoting a comprehensive vaccination plan is one of the government's policies. It's hoped that as residents of Taman Desa complete the vaccination process, the national vaccination rate will accelerate.
Smaller in scale, it has more of a caring touch. In addition to volunteer assistance, there are also medical staff patiently comforting those giving vaccines.
My child is 23 years old and he is autistic. I've had to cancel 3 appointments before. I couldn't take him to get vaccinated. At least here, they are kinder and this place is smaller and more comfortable.
This vaccination center gave me a place to take my 85-year-old father and my eldest brother, who is a stroke patient. I have been afraid of taking them to other centers for vaccines because they are just too far away. I'm also afraid of coming into contact with too many people.
Everything went very smoothly because there were many staff members who arranged the process properly.
Oh, Susie, yes. Yes.
Due Due to the current pandemic situation, it is urgent to strengthen epidemic prevention methods, and it is hoped that vaccines will help lead to a greater protection for everyone.
In the Philippines, single parent Rosemary could barely see because of suffering from eye diseases. Yet, she is the only support of her daughter with mental illness and her 2-year-old granddaughter. Tzu Chi Center offered to perform cataract removal surgery for her, allowing her to regain vision and hope.
When signing the word, her head was so low that she couldn't be lower. The 49-year-old Rosemary was almost invisible, but she had a reason to be strong.
I have a daughter who needs special attention and a 2-year-old granddaughter. They are the reason why I desperately need my eyesight restored. You see, they have no one else to provide for and support them but me.
Both mother and daughter are single parents, and the daughter's mental condition is unstable. After learning about Rosemary's condition, Tzu Chi Center in the Philippines immediately arranged surgery for her to regain her eyesight.
Thank you very much to you all.
This situation is just a microcosm of society. Team of doctors have been helping patients to get rid of their sufferings for a long time. What they want to save is not only the patient, but the hope of the whole family. Back then, I almost gave up and even considered committing suicide. I'm just grateful that we found the Tzu Chi Center. If it were not for the help, I would not be alive today.
Kung wala yung Tzu Chi, siguro baka wala na rin ako ngayon.
When it comes to contemporary Buddhist thoughts and practice, scholars from all over the world praise Master Yishen and Master Zhenyan for promoting humanistic Buddhism to the world. In today's Ray of Hope series, let's see how they are committed to Buddhism and all sentient beings.
$2,500 years ago, when the Buddha was born, the population was sparse. Life was simple, yet suffering was still there. Therefore, in order to save all sentient beings from this suffering, the Buddha taught us the Dharma. The source of everything is this suffering. After 2,500 years, the world's population has increased dramatically. There are more and more problems between countries. Master Yishen has witnessed the suffering, and we have not escaped from it. It just became more intense and heavier. Until today, what we see are natural disasters. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha not only talked about suffering, but also told us the answer to suffering. From Ananda's great sutra, thus I have heard, what have been passed down from this great monks for thousands of years to address the 8 sufferings of life. The answer is very simple. It's Buddhism. Buddhism is the best answer that can help sentient beings alleviate suffering.
In fact, to learn Buddhism and to spread the true meaning of Buddhism, only by staying here, in this place and with this person. Now you can stay in this place to learn Buddhism. You have to practice it yourself and to promote Buddhism as well. Don't forget this place, this world.
Master Yishen has translated the Buddha's teaching 2,500 years ago to suit modern society. Yet this is just a prescription. How can this prescription become real medicine? The answer is practice. The Buddha's teachings are needed to be practiced in daily lives.
实践的。而在60年前，正言上。
60 years ago, Master Zheng Yan became the disciple of Master Yin Shun. He told Master Zheng Yan to be committed to Buddhism and all living beings and to bring the Buddha's teachings into people's everyday lives.
让佛法能够生活化。
你要拜我，就是礼佛3拜。那我就3拜了以后呢，他就跟我说：“你我师徒有缘。” 就是呢，你皈依了以后，你一定要记事发心，入佛门要挑起如来家业，为佛教，为众生。
55年前。
55 years ago, the Tzu Chi Foundation was formally established. Its charity footprints have spread across 126 countries and regions, such as Nepal, which is the birthplace of the Buddha. From the first site of suffering 2,500 years later, it can still be seen. This is the same for Haiti. It's not easy to save people there, yet the Master won't give up because of this. This is also the spirit of the Master for Buddhism and for all living beings.
众生的精神。
Tzu Chi has experienced all kinds of suffering all over the world. If each of these sufferings is a milestone, then these milestones linked together will become Buddhism. This is the Bodhisattva path we walk on. Although suffering has always been there, Buddhism, which is the answer, is always there.
一直都在。
Taiwan is beginning to offer the second COVID vaccination dosage to the general public, and Taoyuan's Bade Jing has joined the efforts to help, serving around 3,000 vaccination shots a day.
To welcome the wave of the second dosage for COVID vaccination, Taoyuan Jing has been converted into a vaccination station.
The activity centers in Bade are not big. They can only serve about 300 to 400 people a day for vaccination. After our evaluation, the government is now working with Tzu Chi Foundation to have vaccinations at the Bade Jing Hall. This station, we estimate that it can give vaccinations to 1,200 people a day. If working the full day, then it can reach up to 3,000 people.
On the first day, many seniors came to the hall to receive their vaccinations. Tzu Chi volunteers welcomed them with open arms. The staff from Taoyuan branch of the Taipei Veterans Hospital were also on site to contribute and support.
We are thankful that Tzu Chi has such a good place to land as venues so more citizens can receive their vaccinations. I'm also thankful to our staff, such as the doctors, nurses, and even administrations, for joining today for such a meaningful event. They are all willing to participate.
义不容辞，都愿意来协助。慈济净思堂这一次提供疫苗接种服务，除了可以
Not only can the public receive vaccination, but by opening up the Jingsa Hall to the public, it gives those who normally wouldn't visit a chance to get to know Tzu Chi. So this is really a win-win situation.
都有机会走进来，也有助于他们都去了解我们慈济所服务的内容。那这是一个双赢的局面。
When the seniors leave after vaccination, Tzu Chi volunteers also present each person with a parting gift. We all hope that as more people are fully vaccinated, the country can return to normal as soon as possible.
Owing to the pandemic, Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center was unable to host large-scale registration activities. Instead, it changed to using advanced appointments to set up registration online.
From the left arm to the back of the right hand, it's okay to draw blood more slowly.
I hope to help people in need as soon as possible. I also hope to help a kid that I saw on Facebook from the Navy's 131st Fleet. A Sergeant Chief's child can find a match as soon as possible.
While large-scale activities have been suspended due to the pandemic, this life-saving work cannot be interrupted. Stem cell donation blood test registration switched to an advanced appointment method. An enthusiastic public used the internet to sign up for this potential gift of life.
After my friend created a registration file, she shared it on Facebook, posting that this event was taking place. She also sent us the website in a private message, and we could just click it on and apply online.
Ms. Zhang, who once signed an organ donation card, also had the idea of registering herself.
I saw a while ago that there was an influencer I followed who posted that he had done this. It suddenly occurred to me that why do I keep forgetting to do this? So I quickly filled in an online application.
The exchange of messages through social media has a lot of power to persuade people.
During my part-time summer job, when it was about to end, I was helping the company to throw away the garbage. And it just happened to be the time when throwing away the garbage, I chatted with staff at your recycling station. I later added them online, and I learned about this event.
Young people easily make friends on the internet and can also spread kindness with the click of one finger, potentially saving one person's life.
Jiang Yahui, a special education teacher from Huimin School, has won the Super Teacher Award this year. She has been teaching visually impaired children for over 25 years. Let's meet this dedicated teacher.
80% of information given in life is visual, so being a teacher to the blind, you can imagine how much effort I have to give to make up for that 80%, which they do not receive visually.
缘起不灭，对不对？闷哦，因为你大概就是记住一跟无的概念。
I was a finance major, and when I graduated, I did work a few jobs in the finance department, but then the School for the Blind in Taichung had an opening for a substitute teacher, so I applied. In the beginning, I couldn't read Braille to the point where the students said that they would read to me. So yes, my students taught me how to read Braille.
今天的定向课就是要练习过马路。
没有限制。
有没有？敲起来就不一样了。
变电箱。
对，变电箱。
When I went for my advanced studies overseas, I often cried because it was so hard, especially when it snowed. We needed to practice walking on the road with our eyes covered. I would call and talk to my students as they are my support and encouragement. After talking to them, I'd have the strength to continue on.
She's very dedicated to special education for the visually impaired.
真的好快哦。
It seems I have put the care I used to take care of the older sister into the students. My mother always says it's because I have lots of love to give, and I had the experience when I was little. Since I have the ability, then I really should give it to these children who need extra help.
你我都是宝贝，在这花园里，园丁细细呵护，不让你伤心。
In Malaysia, Tzu volunteers in Kelantan invited medical personnel at the Central Hospital to go vegetarian by providing them 100 vegetarian lunch boxes every day. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.